Welcome, Brian.
I apologize for not signing up. My name is Brian Lynch. I live at 219 Westview Drive, Thurmont, Maryland. And I'll just state very simply, at a recent commissioners meeting here, there was a vote taken and approved to remove the designation of the Thurmont Parkway from future planning maps. I apologize if I don't have the proper name of said maps. As the vote was taken by less than a full complement of commissioners, and as the Planning Commission had previously returned it to said maps, I respectfully and strongly request the Board of Commissioners to revisit this decision and return to said maps the Thurmont Parkway designation. If I've missed a vote and it's back in there, then wonderful. If not, then again, I respectfully and strongly request that you reconsider.
You didn't miss any vote that's put it back yet. We haven't returned to the Thurmont region plan since that meeting was shortened that afternoon. But as I said then, this was the very beginning of the process of essentially the Thurmont region plan being handed over from the Planning Commission to the Board of County Commissioners. We'll be going through all of it, and part of my frustration that day, in addition to the fact that there were only 3 county commissioners there, was that it was really an information-oriented meeting, and it was not an appropriate time or context, in my opinion, to, take a whole series of motions of that nature, and that in any case, whether we did that or not, all of those issues would be visited subsequently by that board and with 4 or 5 of us on it. So it will absolutely come back up. That I can't say, how the full board will vote on it, but it will come back up. It was not a done deal. It's a long way from being finished.
Thank you very much.
Commissioner.
Was that a lawful vote, Madam President?
Yes, it was a lawful vote. There was a quorum. There's no doubt about that.
I don't know how you make that assurance, Commissioner Hagan. You've made it a couple of times. I don't know how you make that assurance that it will absolutely come back up for another vote.
I have some more questions.
Easy. I can tell you. Let me respond to Charles first.
Come on back up.
I can, because we are going to be going through the Thurmont region plan and multiple work sessions and public hearings and other things still.
That specific piece was voted on by a quorum of Board of County Commissioners, and under the rules of which we operate, unless you are on the prevailing side of a vote, then you do not have the ability to bring it back up for reconsideration. So Commissioner Gray or Commissioner Thompson would need to be the ones to bring that up and ask that it be reconsidered.
Well, let me ask Michael.
Wait a minute. As a point of discussion there, we allow, during region plans and budget, to have people bring things up again, okay, without following those rules of Robert's orders, which generally does apply. Your interpretation is generally correct. We have allowed issues in both the budget and region plan updates to be reconsidered again.
Because those are long processes with multiple meetings, and it's not final until we take the final vote.
And maybe this board hasn't done that, but that's been the long-standing practice of the board since I've been here. Wouldn't you concur with that, Marty?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason I rested assured that if it's, I know we're going to talk about the region, we're going to look at all those things, and
You're going to bring it up
to make a motion.
And the reason I brought that up was not to publicly challenge you.
No, I understand. It's a good
or to
question.
say that it's a done deal.
Right.
This is the first time in my 15 months that somebody's making an assurance that we're going to violate, we're not going to go with the spirit of the rules that we've adopted.
Right. Well, I was not making an assurance that, and I've been clear about this, how that vote would come out. I mean, I said, I didn't think that taking those votes in the manner we did was appropriate. I didn't say it was not legitimate, and I assumed that they would come back, and I believe that they all will. That doesn't project how the full board will vote on any one of them in particular.
Yeah, I think those of us who were absent may want to have some discussion about that. And even with the Planning Commission, they took the road off, and then they revisited it and put the road back on. And so I think some of these things go around when you have region plan discussions. Commissioner Thompson?
The underlying concern is we've had 50 years of this type of planning where the county first adopted its first comprehensive plan in the 1950s. there were these kinds of roads all over the place.
Mhm.
Most of them have been taken off where reality has set in. And if there's no money anywhere for either planning, design, or construction, not as much as a penny. And the longer the roads have been on these maps, the lines have been on the maps, the greater the indication that there is no serious effort at the local, county, state, or federal level to build these. I believe we are misrepresenting to the public when we have a line on a map, because if you're not an inside player, if you're not a planner, a politician, an elected official, somebody that lives and breathes this stuff, if you look at a map, line on a map that says a road, you get the impression, well, somebody at some level of government is working on that, and within some matter of time, there will be a road there. That's not the case. We took the Buckystown bypass off the map and got a ton of grief for it. Middletown wants a bypass to the north of their town. Their comprehensive plan, Jim, you correct me,
Has it on the
their
south
bypass is to the south of town. Or
I think it is actually to the north.
North,
I mean,
okay.
it has flip-flopped
It's-
over the years, but it's currently to the north.
Emmitsburg is to the north. They want a bypass to the south. Why in Lord's name? And we took that off, I think. And the reason, just Commissioner Gray and Hagan was here, it was two of us against Commissioner Hagan. We took the one off at Emmitsburg because their comprehensive
issue.
plan, as it speaks, has their bypass to the north. Why would the county commissioners have a bypass